Okay, back at it, folks. I had some extra time tonight. Thought I'd jump into this, do a little bit more work on the language server. And this time I want to make the type resolution for hover better. In that, so if we go here to the, I hover over M and it says, okay, this is a person, but really I want it to expand out the type to show me the record attributes. And here I want it to show me all the different constructors for this variant. So that's my goal. I want, if I hover a type and it is a variant or a record, I want it to expand it out for me. And so let's dive into that. Here I've got hover.re where I am, let's see, so this will be for a typed something that has that is a constructor or an attribute, I think. Now where is this coming from? So I'm getting the defined for location, and it is a declared thing. So in the case of this constructor, it's showing me the constructor. This is the case where it is a type, and it's not showing me just a constructor. So this is declared, and let's dig into defined for loc. It's either a constructor, an attribute, or it's just a normal declared. That's fine. I can, and then the type is really what I'm pulling out. But I want to know, I want to resolve this type and turn it into, so maybe I need to think this through differently. Let's go over to our types tree. And this type expression that I'm getting is, it's got a description, and in this case, I think it is a, it's a constructor. So it has a path, which is showing where the type came from. And I think I can resolve that path. And then these are the arguments to the path. And I have things for resolving paths. So let's try that. Yeah, so if the type is a constructor or a variant, I guess that contains the fields. I don't think it's a variant actually in this case. So let's open this up and switch t b dot types.desc, I think, t constructor type string, and here let's just add a thing to let me know this is a constructor so that I can debug it. Go over here and we have, okay, that's not showing up. Not a constructor, just for fun. And oh, it's not showing up at all, which means maybe it's not, maybe it didn't rebuild correctly. Okay, not a constructor. This is not a constructor. All these things are not a constructor. Oh, the other thing is the link and subst are kind of wrappers that you have to dig through. And so I have this dig function, query.dig, that I use just to loop through those. And forget how I did that. That looks right. And now that's building fine. Okay, this is a constructor. This is a constructor. Boom. But something like a function, for example, is not a constructor. Okay, that's what I expect. And so I can get rid of that. So now this constructor has a path, and then a couple of things I don't care about. And now I want to follow that path. And oh, it looks like here I am doing some digging for, what does this return? It returns a query environment and a declared, which is a type. This is exactly what I want. It's already there for me. That's cool. So, and I can even, if it's not a constructor, it'll just loop it for me, or it'll just return a none. So, extra type info is and declared query.dig constructor text environment get module and the t. Cool, and then over here can do extra type info or nothing. And this needs to be some string. We found it. Let's see, where do I need to get the query environment from? I guess I build it like that. And everything's type checking. So this should say we found it. It does. Perfect. And now all I need to do is expand out this declared. So this will contain a type description, which has a kind that can be record or variant. So I'll do contents.kind, and record has the attributes, and variant has the constructors, and otherwise we'll do none. Make sure I'm still on the right page here. This will give me the constructors, that'll give me the attributes. Awesome. And now, so an attribute has a name and a type. And we will do we'll print out the type, so the name, and then this, but with the type, and put those all together with some nice little bit indentation. And so put curlies on either side. Okay, so module, a little bit of formatting. I think that will be our thing here, unless I'm wrong. Okay, that worked. Now we do want it to be in a code block. And no, that's the right level of nesting here. That didn't work because we need, we need a break between the previous code block and this, which is fine. And okay, so now we're showing the attributes of person. Now the name of the type. Oh, and this all wants to go inside the code block. So now type person, yeah, equals that. Awesome, that'll be great. So when I'm over here and I'm like, you know, M, what does it have? It's got a name, it's got an age. I guess I'm missing a comma, which is messing up our little syntax highlighting. Boom. I like that a lot. That'll make things easier on me. And now, when I hover a variant, let's make that awesome. So we're still going to want code block and type. And now it'll be going through the different constructors. And constructors have a name and args and an optional result, which maybe I'll add that in. But so this will be our little bar thing, and then the name, and then if args is empty, then we don't need anything. Otherwise, need a comma delimited, let's see, this is the type and the location, which I don't care about. Go ahead and print out our type again. And we are almost there, except now we need to put them together with \n. And I think we're done. That was pretty easy. Okay, we need parens around this for it to look normal. Okay, so me, oh, I love it. I love it. That, oh, this will make navigating code so much easier. So we're like, okay, what is this? Boom, it's a stringifier. It's got all these things on it. Now looks like my type printing is off. So let me look at that. But this name thing, stamp name args res, so cool. This file, I know what's on it. Okay, I'm excited about that. Let's commit it. Show record and variant type info on hover. What else do I want to do tonight? So I had, let's see, expand out types on hover. There is, so one thing that I'm not excited about is this. It's telling me it's a file on hover. That doesn't do me any good. I want to know what are the things that are exported by it. And the place I'm doing it is right here. And what I need to do, let's see, what was saying file query. I wonder if it does it. Okay, so this isn't, it's not doing it for those, but it's doing it for these. And what I need is to get the module that's represented by that file, and then show the module, basically. So file dot contents, maybe? No, it's not a declared. It's a file. So maybe, oh no, it's not working at all. Oh wait, okay. So now it has, now it's showing me all these things, which is awesome. Of course, it's not showing them very prettily. I would like, and maybe I can fix show module now to show this better. Okay, so show module contents. This wants to be like module something equals, and then the contents and all that jazz. So that's the first thing that I want. And then the second thing that I want is, instead of just item.name.text, I want to be showing the types of things. What will that look like? So these items, okay, so this is declared, and the contents is shared types.module.item. which could be any one of these things. So item.contents. So if it is a type, which has, bear with me, it has a kind, and it's got the type, which is a type declaration. I guess I could, oh wait, I've already got a show for the constructor. No. I guess for the moment, I'm going to do a little bit of a cop-out and have that, and then for a value, do let. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, this won't look great. And it'll still say module something, but it should make it look a little better. No, in this case, it is called something. Okay, so other has all those things in it, and that's fine. Let's indent them a little bit, and let's hang on to the name of it. And I'll just put the name in here, and the name right here, and we'll require you to pass in the name. In this case, name is if we have it declared, then it is the declared's name, otherwise it's the file.module name. So now this says module something, this says module other dash try it, which is because of BuckleScript's namespacing. And I'm not super sad about that. I mean, it's a file. Anyway, I'll leave that for the moment. But no, I do want to show the types of things, right? So in this case, we have a type, and I can do my little print type, please. And then we'll at least get those, but we don't have types yet. And for this, my pretty printer thing, what do I call it? Print type. Stringifier knows how to print out a type declaration. So actually, I'll just do that. So this will be declaration, and it needs the type name, and then the type declaration. I think that'll do it for me. Okay, other. I needed to add my little indent so it all looks nice. Speaking of things looking nice, let's reformat that. Cool. So now types have things. This has got one too many new lines after it. That doesn't have any types. Do I use, okay, hash table. Cool. All these need to be indented actually. Right. Because the type that I'm, the pretty string needs to be indented the whole thing. And I think what I can do is indent group on this whole thing, and it will automatically indent the whole type declaration for me. Let's try that. Ba-ba-bum. Okay, so it does do that, but I need to provide the first indent. And, okay, types are indented, so modules clearly are not being handled fully. I'm going to punt on that. But yeah, that's probably fine for the moment. And I guess module type is the only other thing that I support. So I'll just cut that off like that. And all of a sudden Hover got a lot better. So if I'm hovering this, boom, looks wonderful. If I'm hovering a custom type, now this isn't showing me, oh, because there's no type information there. If I hover, okay, let's go over here. This has types. Yeah, shows me all of the different options that this could be. And same with record declarations. So, feeling pretty good about these hover improvements that I've done. What else should I work on? Is there anything else about hovering that where I just bail? This is for a module declaration. I feel like I should almost just return none, because if it was the case of like you're hovering over something and it would say this is a module, which is not useful, and why should it show you anything anyway? As long as this still works, I'm happy. What else have we got? I was going to add some tests to references to make sure that renames work. This is something I'm still working on, getting renames across interfaces to work. But the other thing that I wanted to fix, or just make sure that it works, is through a module alias. So say I have module A equals let A equals 10, module B equals A, let Z equals B dot A. If this is where the cursor is, I want it to be able to get to this. And let's see if that works. So test references, we'll go through, tell me what it thinks. Oh, maybe that already works. That's great. So maybe let's dive into interface handling. So this is this gets into how I keep track of files in a package. So a package has local modules, and then it's got dependency modules. And for each module name, for example, for test references, I need to know what are the what's the interface file and what's the implementation file if they exist. And I keep track of that in something called paths. So either there's just an implementation, just an interface, or both. And this thing that I have here is the case where there's both lib.re and lib.rei. And when I am in, I'm on A, I need it to reference both. I need it to hit this and this. So for example, if I rename right here, I need it to rename both in the interface file and in the original declaration. Hopefully that makes sense. And so the current things that are failing is when the cursor is here, it's not showing the reference in the interface file. It is showing the reference in the main test file. When the cursor is here, this is C1, then it's missing the two targets that are inside of the implementation because it's only getting the target that is in the interface. So we go over here to reference. I'm in a file, for example, lib.rei, because I've chased this back to its definition in the interface file, and I need to notice, okay, there is an implementation file. Let's also do it for that. Basically what that amounts to is, okay, so I've determined that it's visible. I need to check if what do I need to do? So if this file has a corresponding interface or implementation file, also find the references in that file. So it'll be doing these local references for this thing that was exported. So I'll call these alternate references. And so I need to find out if this file, let's see, do I have a reference to the package? I do not. So I actually need to pass in the current package that this is in and say package dot paths for module. And this will be getting out the module name. Right, so file.module name. Is that enough? I need name for path. Okay, let's try this. So name is maybe hash package dot name for path with the file.uri, and then has paths for module name, and then let's say this is a package, so that'll type check. So now I do switch on paths, and if it's an interface and implementation with the interface source file and the implementation source file, then I need actually to parse the file.uri and get the path out of it. These paths and URIs are different. And so I need to know which one I'm in. Other is, if the interface is the path, then it's impl, otherwise the interface. Okay, so I have the other file, and I need to get the file for URI. What's the type of, what does this need? Oh, this needs state and package. I'll make this a get URI. Well, passing in a lot of helper functions here. What does file for URI give me? It gives me a file and an extra. I don't need the extra, I just need the top level exported stuff. And so this has contents and stamps. And I need to query, what do I need? I've got the name of the thing, right? This declared dot name. And I've got the kind of the thing, whether it's a value or a type or a module or an attribute or constructor. And I need to get it out of the exports. What do I do? Declared for exported tip. Oh, perfect. Where else am I using this? I have this idea. Oh, I was using it when I was digging into find the definition. So maybe I'm duplicating some work here because I need the declared. Yeah, I definitely am. So let's get, let's say alternate declared, and we get the module name. I guess I just used the module name there, so that should be fine. And this will return the declared, and then I can get this stuff out of it afterwards. So let declared equals alternate declared, and we'll do other things. And so we'll pass in probably package and get URI from the file and the declared thing that we currently have. And maybe that's it. And we do, let's see, do I I guess I get a new file. Okay, so I'll get the alternate file and the alternate declared out of that. So, okay, I think that works. Now this just needs to return file and declared. So if those things, and then these return none, and that's fine. Because if we have both and we check it, okay, so now we need to worry about what we pass in here. So this is file, package, get URI, declared, and let's see, what else? Why isn't it? Oh, I've got an error up top, and this has to do with the PPX transform that I'm doing that allows me to unwrap all these optionals so easily. I'm going to need to go up here and add in a none. Okay, now I'm getting real type errors. But not the ones I was expecting. Okay, because this is alternative references, it's a list. Why is that? Oh, because you need, so this needs a package. And what else does it need? It needs get URI. And okay, now we're on to the real type errors. So package doesn't know what type it is, and tip is, oh, I need the tip. Tip indicates what kind of, is it, again, is it a value, is it a type, so that I know what scope to look in, because a value and a type can have the same name. Okay, so all of a sudden, my errors went away. That's because I pushed things up. So this needs package, it needs get URI, file for URI, returns a, not an optional. So up here where I'm assuming it gives me an optional, that won't work. This, so let's turn that result into an optional. And now over here, we need to add package and URI, file for URI. Okay. And unbound constructor error, that's interesting. Oh, because this, it's a weird error to be giving me when really the message is you didn't give enough. You didn't enter enough arguments for this thing. Okay, state, package. We're happy? I think we're happy. Save that. That goes away. Let's make sure that none of our other tests failed with that. Looks like test references didn't change other than this thing that I was trying out. Okay, so what did we do? We made some strides toward alternative references, resolving those, so that when you're saying rename this, it gets both the interface and the implementation. I think we're almost there. We just need, we need this function to be way higher, so I can use it up here. Need to use that right here. Yeah. And so this gives me a file and it gives me a declared. I don't have to worry about any of these things. And now this declared has the stamp associated with it. And I can do my, well, I guess I don't need to extra read all about it. So I guess this does need to hang on to the extra that I got here. So, because extra contains all the information about internal references and things that are more, basically the things that you need if you're actually editing the file as opposed to just referencing it from somewhere else. Okay, so this extra now references the local thing, and then you just return local, I think. And now we have our alternative references, and we need the references. I need to add those in. Oh, but it's based on the file, so this should be file.uri, and then the ones that are in this file. Okay, so now this is a maybe with a file URI and the locations that are in that file, and I need to be able to return I need to add this. What is, so external, what is the type of this? Externals, I guess external is a keyword. This is a list. I can say that this is a similar list, and I just put them together. Alternative references and externals. First, let's do find all references, and it finds this more.rei. I think I'm using more somewhere in hello. Okay, outer. Oh, but it's not finding it in hello. So that's actually a different bug. So all references to this, it doesn't find it, which is bad. All references to this, it only finds the corresponding one. Did I just break that then? Why did none of these break? So like if I rename this and say inner, okay, it renames it over here. And save all. I didn't find it over there. So this is exactly, well, first of all, let's, um, hmm, So the issue is, I wonder if this is happening because I am in a namespace project. There are so many things that are different in namespace projects. I'm going to restart this. I'm going to call this inner so everything works. Now let's say all references, and it gets both of them, right? So the issue is I'm in a namespace project, and I'm not drilling down. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix this some other time. But at least in non-namespace projects, it fixes the rename bug for interface file, which was actually one of our outstanding issues. Fix interface handling to support renaming across interface files. There's still a bug where if you have buckle scripts namespacing turned on. Okay. So we'll do better rename with interface files. And I think we're going to call that good. Leave me any comments if you have questions, or at me on Twitter, or catch me on Discord. I'd be very happy to help if you want to dive into the Reason Language Server project and contribute. All right. See you later.